friends. I hope you are having a lovely autumn. It has been a minute since I shared a little thrift haul, but this morning I actually had a few hours to myself and I did a little thrifting. So I thought it would be fun to just go through my little fall thrift haul. Not all of this is specifically fall, but I was definitely keeping fall in mind as I was shopping today, so a lot of it is definitely like extra cozy, I think. So maybe we'll start off with some clothes because I was actually so surprised that I found some really great clothes that I'm really excited about, which, you know, I feel like especially as a grown woman at this point, sometimes it's just really hard to find clothes that you love and that you will actually wear often. And I feel like these are those pieces. So really excited about these, but they are more simple pieces, which is great. So to kick things off, I found these green straight leg Levi's. They're actual Levi's, which is so nice, but they actually have a little bit of stretch to them, which is also nice. I feel like sometimes, even though I love that super stiff denim, there's just certain days where I cannot get myself into those. Not physically, just mentally. I just mentally cannot get myself to wear that more structured denim. I can't do it some days. But these were so comfy and also really cute, and I really love the color of them actually. And I don't have any green jeans, which I'm not sure whether colored denim is out or it's back. I don't really keep up with the trends these days, and honestly things seem to change so fast that I don't even bother. I do remember when I was like in high school, I want to say, maybe college, like colored denim was the thing, and then I feel like it definitely went out for a while, so I have no idea if it's back or not, but I liked this color and I think it'll be easy to wear with the rest of the palette of my wardrobe because I always have more autumnal colors, if you want to say, so it'll fit right in with everything else I've got. And speaking of autumnal colors, I found these brown corduroy jeans, or not jeans, pants, I guess, because they're corduroy. I personally have always been a big fan of corduroy. Once again, I have no idea whether that's in or out or whatever, doesn't really matter for me. But they are straight leg, they were super comfy as well. And yeah, they just felt like something that I'll easily wear with like everything this fall and winter. I feel like brown has a great color because I can even wear it through winter. And the last thing I am super duper excited about, I know I'm gonna be wearing it like nonstop, this super cozy sweater. It is just a Target brand sweater, but I always feel like, at least my Target, whenever they have these good sweaters, my size is always like immediately gone, so I never get my hands on one. But this one was at the thrift store and honestly it looked unworn. It's like the perfect cozy color, the perfect weight. I also kind of love getting these Target ones just because they're usually made out of not wool, and as much as I love the look of wool, I'm one of those people who just I can't wear wool, unfortunately. So I am pretty stoked about this guy. We still need to go pumpkin picking and we're planning on going this week, so I feel like this is gonna be what I'm gonna wear for sure. All of these were almost all $8 a piece, which is a little bit more than I usually spend. However, I think once again, I used to like really nitpick about thrift store prices when I was younger for clothes, and I would just put stuff back. But nowadays, I just know how rare it is to find stuff that you love, that is comfy, that you know that you'll wear over and over again and that you'll feel good in. So when I find those pieces that I'm really confident in the thrift store, I'm willing to spend the $8, which is not much, but I'm telling you, I used to be real thrifty, like only buying the cheapest things in the thrift store type thrifty, but you know, we're getting a little fancy these days. Okay, so real quick, I'll run through some books that I got, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I can't seem to ever go to the thrift store without getting some books, so, but these are very specific books. I got a bunch of vintage decorating books, which have long been like a fascination of mine, and especially the last like year or two, I've been collecting the more like older, I don't want to say vintage because I remember them from when I was a child, but at the same time I guess that is vintage at this point. But the older Martha Stewart books, I just find them so fascinating. I grew up watching Martha Stewart with my mom and my mom, and so to me there's just extra nostalgia with it, so I really love looking through all of these. So I've been slowly collecting any of the older ones that I come across when I'm thrifting, and honestly, it's kind of like a dream of mine to have a library someday. Of course, like a full library, but to have a whole section dedicated to, you know, home decor, and especially like lots and lots of like vintage and antique home decor books. I just love seeing like throughout the ages how people have like talked about home decor, and seeing like this is one from 1960s, and I got this one thrifting today too, and I just love seeing like the old styles, and it's just so fascinating to me, and I would just love to have my own sort of resource library of home decor one day. So I got the two Martha Stewart's, and then I got this what I think is 1960s home decor book, and I got this one as well. It is definitely a lot more newer. That's not a sentence, but it's a lot newer. Just has like a lot of primitive specifically designs and stuff like that in it, and not that I am into primitive myself, but I just think once again, like, I like to reference all of this stuff, especially when, you know, trying to come up with new ideas. I think just having like a wide range of styles and different eras and all of that stuff to kind of like pull ideas from just makes things more interesting when you have sort of a wider variety of things that you're looking at. So I just thought that was interesting, so I've got those 4 books. Those I thrifted today as well. Okay, and so the home decor stuff, I just got a few little things, but I really love everything that I did get. So this next thing, I just could not pass this up. I just thought it was so lovely. It is a solid wood box. There's like nothing super special about it. I just thought it was really lovely. Like the patina to it was really lovely, and the old brass hardware was just really lovely, and you know, it's got nicks in it, and it's just a little like beat up, and I don't plan on doing anything to it besides cleaning it. I really love sort of the overall used old look of it. So this was also a little bit more than I usually spend, but I kept trying to talk myself out of it, and I just couldn't. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just, the heart wants what the heart wants, and I wanted this. And so this was $8.50. Like I said, that's not a lot, but I am quite the cheapskate when it comes to thrifting. So for me, that's a big deal. And the next thing I just thought was really pretty and also interesting. So this is, I believe, a trivet. So it's for like sort of putting hot things on or whatever on your countertop or on your table. I thought not only is it really pretty, it's like metal, and it just has, once again, a really lovely patina to it, and I like the sort of lace detailing of it. Overall, I thought it was pretty anyway, and I thought it's also really cool because it's got this track, so it actually expands. So if you have like a bigger pot or something like that that needs a little more space, it expands, and I just thought that was kind of nifty. And it just is one of those things that I feel like I can leave sitting out, and it just adds a little extra charm to the everyday use. So this was $3.50, but actually the blue tags were half off, so this must have been, you know, $1.75 or something like that. And the last 2 things are full on fall, not fall. They are full on Halloweeny. So be ready. This little guy, how cute is he? He's like a little candle cover, I want to say. It's actually got like a little hole in the stem so that, you know, steam or smoke can escape. The funny thing is that I actually have a bigger version of this. I got the bigger version last year at an estate sale, and I actually painted it, and I love it. I have it, it's already sitting in my kitchen now, and I love the way that it came out painted. And so I got this, and I was like originally like, oh, do I want to paint them to match, which would be cute, but I feel like I already have one like that. I don't feel like I'm not planning on styling them together in a space, at least not currently. And I don't know, I might just leave him as is right now. I'm kind of into him, but let me know your thoughts. I'll also put up a picture of the one that I, like how I painted it before, because it definitely turned out really cute and I'm really happy with it, but I kind of like the idea of keeping him original. So he was $3. And last, but certainly not least, of course, as always, a ghost mug. If you have followed me on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, you will know that I have a problem. It's a problem with Halloween mugs. I can't help myself. I keep buying more and more, and especially if I come across them at the thrift store. I mostly thrift them. I have a couple of like the Target ones that they put out each year, but mostly I thrift them and they seem to find me. What can I say? I think that they hunt me down because they know that I'll love them. I liked this one specifically because he's quite a bit bigger than my other. I have the little Target ghost mug and it's super cute, but I tend to not use it all that much because it's a little more petite, and I'm a big coffee girl. I need the full-size coffee. So I feel like I'm totally gonna use him a lot because it's nice and big. But I also was really excited because I also have a little ghost, like, I use it for cinnamon shaker that I thrifted a few years ago too. So now it's like, it looks like I have a little family of little ghost kitchen guys. He was actually a little bit more than I spent. Once again, I was clearly treating myself today, really going crazy because he was $5. Actually, there is an original tag still on this that says it was listed for $21 to start with, which I don't know, personally I've never spent that much on a mug ever in my whole life. Unless it was like I could totally see spending that on like an artisan, like handmade mug by somebody, don't get me wrong. I think that's totally worth it. But as far as like, I'm pretty sure this is like just a wholesale sold in stores type mug, and I'm just like, yeah, so it was apparently originally $21. I get it for $5, so I guess it's still quite a good deal. Love him. Can't pass him up, of course. But yeah, that's everything. I just wanted to pop in with something super fun, and I know we all love thrifting, so hopefully this was fun just to see some, you know, thrifted goodies, and I would love to hear about any good fall thrifting that you've done lately, so definitely leave a comment below. Let me know of anything, any particularly good treasures that you found lately, because I'm always all ears for that. So excited. I hope you are having a lovely autumn, and I will see you next time.